blood, punches, screaming influencers. No, this isn't a scene from a spy movie gone wrong. This is what went down at David Dobrik's star-studded Halloween bash last weekend. YouTube superstar Jack Doherty showed up with his entourage to Dobrik's LA mansion ready to partay. But the night took a shocking turn when Doherty's personal bodyguard started throwing fists, knocking out another partygoer. The whole ugly brawl was caught on camera and went viral faster than you can say, YMCA vampire costume. Now, everyone and their moms are debating, who started it? Did the bodyguard overreact, or was he just protecting his client? Should Doherty take the blame for enabling this? Grab your candy corn and get comfortable, because I'm breaking down this dramatic influencer fight in all its cringeworthy glory. There's a whole lot of lessons about ego, violence, and responsibility we need to unpack. This is one Halloween party that went straight horror flick. Alright, to understand this situation fully, we need to set the stage and go through a timeline of how the altercation unfolded. David Dobrik hosted his annual star-studded Halloween party on October 29th at a multi-million-dollar mansion in LA. The guest list consisted of top digital creators like Dixie D'Amelio, Noah Beck, Ray, Josh Richards, and many more. It was a who's who of Gen Z influencer talent. Despite being a private party, fellow YouTuber Jack Doherty was filming the night's events and streaming it live to his Kick channel without permission from fellow attendees. His camera crew was capturing everything, already crossing some privacy boundaries. Setting the chaotic scene. According to eyewitnesses, around 12:30 a.m., an argument broke out between Doherty and fellow creator Corinna Kopf. The two were talking near the bar when the conversation quickly took a turn. While the origins are unclear, it seems Doherty made a callous remark about Kopf's OnlyFans income. As you can imagine, this pissed off Kopf and her friends nearby. A profanity-laced shouting match then erupted between them. That's when Doherty's personal bodyguard, Kane Kong, jumped into the fray and grabbed Doherty, trying to pull him away from the heated argument. This aggressive intervention only escalated tensions. Kopf's friend got in Kong's face, confrontingly asking why he felt the need to get physical off the bat. The friend was definitely intoxicated and acting belligerent. The punch that shook the internet. With Doherty's camera still rolling, Kong snapped. He reeled back and threw a closed fist punch directly into the man's face. The sheer force knocked him straight to the ground, scattering frightened onlookers. You could hear gasps and screams as the man lay motionless on the ground, knocked out cold from the sucker punch. Kopf immediately admonished Kong, saying his violent reaction was so uncalled for. Doherty seemed stunned, muttering, "Oh shit, oh god." He told Kong not to hit anyone and to get away. Kong remained confrontational, and it took several people to get in between and de-escalate the situation. The graphic punch was captured on Doherty's live stream, which had over 250,000 people watching. It didn't take long for the footage to get recorded and spread rapidly across social media. The man who was punched was left with a swollen black eye and bloody nose. An ambulance arrived and transported him to the ER. Thankfully, he didn't suffer major injuries, but he did have a minor concussion from hitting his head on the ground. Okay, so that's a detailed play-by-play of how this absolutely wild situation unfolded. Now, I want to give my honest thoughts and reactions to it all. In my opinion, while the man who got punched was clearly belligerent and invasive of Kong's space, absolutely nothing justifies Kong's over-the-top violent retaliation. Doherty hired Kong to be his bodyguard, not a reckless brawler. It's like Kong was looking for any excuse to throw fists and cause harm. Even if he felt threatened, his job is to stay composed. And the fact that this occurred at a Halloween party, where people are drinking and emotions are high, makes Kong's hair trigger reaction even more unacceptable to me. Violence should always be an absolute last resort. Kong showed none of the restraint or discipline expected of a professional security expert. He did the exact opposite of de-escalating things. I think his ego got bruised when Kopf's friend got in his face and he lost control. But letting ego and pride overwhelm your judgment only makes situations more dangerous. Doherty's lack of leadership. Now let's also talk about Jack, Doherty's role in all this. In my opinion, Doherty showed a serious lack of leadership in how he handled things. He knew his bodyguard was aggressive and hot-headed, yet he still let tensions escalate with Corinna Kopf instead of calming the situation himself. Great influencers diffuse conflicts, not stir them up. Doherty's poor conduct led his bodyguard to feel like violence was the only option. Leaders need to be very self-aware about how their actions can indirectly cause harm. And while Doherty seemed regretful after the punch, why was he live-streaming this private party in the first place without permission? That level of invasive filming creates unsafe dynamics. Security concerns at Dobrik's party. Finally, I want to examine David Dobrik's responsibility as the party host. Large influencer gatherings like this require proper security prepared for potential incidents. Yet it seems like Dobrik's team did nothing to de-escalate the argument before it turned violent. Where was their crisis management? Why was Doherty's crew allowed to film guests without approval? The truth is, fame brings risks that require foresight to mitigate. Dobrik should have had trained security, set rules of conduct, and limited alcohol if he couldn't maintain a safe environment. Okay, those are my thoughts on where the biggest errors in judgment occurred here. Kong reacted with unjustified, excessive violence that endangered lives. Doherty failed to lead responsibly and set the conditions for the fight. Dobrik didn't take enough precautions for security and privacy at his party. I believe if any of those three had made wiser choices, this regrettable incident could have been avoided. We can all learn from their mistakes. The shocking punch-out involving Jack Doherty's bodyguard at David Dobrik's Halloween party exposed major issues with influencer culture and security. While the bodyguard deserves condemnation for his harmful overreaction, Doherty and Dobrik also hold responsibility for the dangerous environment that enabled it. Lessons learned. This incident serves as a sobering reminder that fame comes with added risks and duties. Being a leader means promoting peace over ego-driven conflict, and hosting big events requires precautions to prevent exactly this kind of violence. I hope that the public backlash over this incident inspires change, not just outrage of the week. With great social power comes great responsibility. These rising creators now have the chance to grow and demonstrate true leadership. I know we're all rooting for them to learn from this painful experience. Thanks for watching my full breakdown of what went wrong here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to LesTalkCelebs. That concludes my thorough analysis of the lessons we can all take away from this troubling influencer fight. What are your biggest insights on the situation? I want to hear your perspective too. Leave your comments below. Until next time.